class, let's have summary measure of position, z-score. A z-score or standardized score is the number of standard deviation that a given x is above or below the mean. This is the formula in solving standard score. So you have x minus the mean all over the standard deviation. Example, Maria scored 65 in an algebra test that had a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 10. She scored 30 on history test with a mean of 25 and a standard deviation of 5. Compare her relative position on two tests. Now, we cannot directly compare 30 and 65 because they have different mean as well as standard deviation. So we need to convert it into our standardized score or the z-score. The z-score for algebra is, so you use this formula, and since you have the given, you just substitute or plug in the given. So x, which is the value that is 65, the mean, which is 50 all over 10, which is our standard deviation. So the answer is 1.5. The z-score for algebra is 1.5. And the z-score for history, using the same formula, you have 30 the value, the mean is 25 over 5, which is the standard deviation, and you have 1.0. So the score of history is 1.0. Now we can compare the two. The algebra is 1.5 and the history is 1.0. Note, if the z-score is positive, the score is above the mean. If the z-score is negative, the score is below the mean. If the z-score is 0, the score is same as the mean. So we have here the standard normal distribution, or what we call the bell curve. As you can see, we have z-score here. So the mean is 0 and the positive is above the mean and the negative is below the mean. When all data for variable are transformed into z-score, the resulting distribution will have the mean of 0 and the standard deviation of 1. So whatever score, when you transform it into our z-score, they will have the same mean as well as the same standard deviation, 0 and 1 respectively. So standard score describes the location of a value in terms of standard deviations relative to the mean. So in our example, we have the history, the standard score or the z-score is 1, and the algebra, the z-score is 1.5. Since they have the same mean, which is 0 and standard deviation of 1, we can say that if we compare, the algebra is higher than the history score relative to our mean. So you have 1.5 for your algebra and history is 1. So they have the score 0.5 difference, and algebra is higher than the history z-score. Okay, so that is z-score or the standardized score. See you in our next topic class. Thank you for listening.